Annie Bujo, Kinawea. Hi, everybody. Nyawen, welcome to another edition of Butterfly Spirit Drumming. My name is Jen. I live in Treaty 19 territory, the treaty territory of the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation. And I'd like to begin our evening with some gratitude. A big shout out to Grandmother's Voice, who supports us, helps us set up our lives, and Jody and all the grandmothers and all the women and men involved with Grandmother's Voice, a not-for-profit in the Halton Hills area that is its job, its purpose is to share Indigenous knowledge, support Indigenous knowledge keepers and the grandmothers especially. And so we'd like to give them a big thank you. And you heard us talk on Butterfly Spirit Drumming before about a big event that happened almost a week ago, less than a week ago. And I think Josie and I are probably still flying high from the energy that we got to share with each other and with so many women and people from all over Turtle Island. And actually people came with heritages from all over the world. So it was a really beautiful time to honor International Women's Day and honoring the matriarch. So I'm sure we'll be referencing a few things from there tonight as well. Before Josie introduces our theme and gets us started off with a song, I'd like to do some gratitude to thank, to thank the world, just to thank everything that we always start our gatherings off with gratitude. And I'm going to do a prayer that was created as part of the Land Body Conference by Indigenous people from all over Turtle Island. And this prayer explores how we give thanks to all those around us, the connection between our hearts, minds, and waterways. So we thank you all, sun, for shining so that we are warm. We thank you, all stars, for twinkling. We thank you, night sun, for reflecting light. We thank you, plants, for healing us and feeding us. We thank you, maples, birch, cedar, and pine, for helping us to live well. We thank you, grasses, especially the sweet grass we braid. We thank them all, the animals, the forests, they clean them. We thank them, the fish, the water they clean. We thank them, the birds, so beautifully they sing. We thank you, wind, for assisting us to breathe well. We thank you, earth, for all you have given us. We thank you, water, because each day we are too soon drinking. And I found this prayer on ojibwe.net, and it has the background story to it. And I'll put it in the chat if anyone else is interested. And my goal is to learn the Anishinaabe ways to say it. And I made it into a little book, like most of my creative practices, to bring things to memory. There was a little printout. Now, these are the teeniest, tiniest pictures you've ever seen and the smallest writing. But I wanted to make it into a little mini book so that I can carry it with me and always have that reminder and also work on my language. So I'll put that in there. But Josephine, if you'd like to start us off, go ahead.
Absolutely. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to the Jen and Josie show. Thank you to Jody and all of the elders with Grandmother's Voice. We're very grateful to have the platform to be able to share our gifts and knowledge and drumming and singing and teachings. So my name is Josephine LaValle. My roots are from Six Nations. I'm Onondaga. My native name is Gagaista, and I got that name when I was 19, and you'll never know how old I am now. If anybody knows it and you put it in the comments, you're in big trouble. I'm just kidding. It doesn't matter. It's just a number, because you can get older and you can feel old, you can be old, or you can be forever young and take good care of yourself. And it's taken me a lifetime to figure that out and become at peace. Life isn't always peaceful, but it's a choice. It's really a choice if you want to heal and grow and empower yourself and help to empower others. Thank you so much to Jody and all of our elders that were making a beautiful event last Friday in Milton, honoring the matriarch. Our good friend Sherry had brought 2 of her big drums there, and it was a super high, energetic, empowering, motivating, inspiring, wonderful evening. The big drum was gifted from the Lakota women to their men. So the women had their own big drum and the men had their own big drum. And through the years, as I was learning hand drumming songs, I was told that women don't drum on the big drum. But for some reason, it called to me, even though the culture and roots that I'm part of has a water drum, and our hand drums originate from the Cree. There was just something about the energy of the big drum that I was always interested in. And so I'm not saying that any woman that stands behind a man on the big drum is wrong, because we have different teachings. So I sought teachings and I sought the truth, but my truth might not be somebody else's truth. It's not a one size fits all on this human experience, right? So we're not here to take anything away from anybody. We're just reclaiming and being empowered. So that was what happened last week. And Jody with Grandmother's Voice has a grandmother's drum, and that was birthed last week. And Jen was a part of it, and Sherry and a few others, and it was very special. And it wasn't recorded. There wasn't any pictures that were permitted because, when we had our ceremonies, there wasn't cameras. So it's sacred and it's special and it's to be treated that way. And we honor that. We honor the elders and the elders that were there that took part in it. And so now that drum is going to travel the world. We're going to help everybody. Okay, so like when Jen said we're still flying high, I think I'm just going to fly high for the rest of my life, because the drumming in itself, whether it be a hand drum or a big drum, there's something very special about it that, like, I had read that all the cultures had a drum at the beginning of time, and some have, like, gravitated away from it. So with the Native Americans, we take it back, because, like, when, I don't want to say colonizers or settlers, but let's just say when everything was taken away from our people, the language, the culture, the ceremonies, there was a very dark time in history that our ancestors couldn't drum, and they were murdered for it. So when I sing and drum, it's not only for myself, but it's for those ones that couldn't. So that voice and that energy moves through me. So sometimes the spirit and the energy will take over when we sing these songs, and it can transcend us. And when we explained the songs that we sing, and if there's vocables in it, it's not, the way, the high, the ho, those words, it's our intention. We're doing a lot inside our head and energetically and spiritually. So like the love song, when Jen sings that, I'm sure, like, I don't speak for her, but I know her heart, and that's what she's feeling, and that's what she's putting out. That's what she's resonating. That's what she's embodying. So they're very special, the songs, to us. And there's been some tragedies in the Niagara region recently. So when we sing and drum for, I won't mention any names, but we had just attended a vigil, and things shifted, and all of a sudden we're drumming and singing outside of the old police station, and we're marching down the road. And this was just Tuesday. And then we end up at the vigil, and the elder is in the front, and we're drumming, and sometimes it was people's first time doing that, and they can feel the connection with each other, how we support each other in a time of crisis. So the drums are very powerful, and they're very sacred to us. So we also pick a theme, and the theme for this week is the present moment. And when you think about, like I was thinking about this today, when is lunchtime? When is lunchtime? When is lunchtime? I'm hungry. I'm thirsty. And then, oh, tomorrow's Friday. Oh, it's Friday, And when you think about always getting to that next step, you're missing this step right here. If we're always going forward and we're not being in the moment, then we're missing really valuable things in that moment. So when I was leaving a friend a voice message at lunchtime, I was getting a coffee. It was Jen, I believe, and I had said about the hawk. And as I'm talking, there's the hawk that's flying. But if I'm just concentrating on, okay, I'm going to get a coffee and I got to get back and I got a few hours left, then I miss that completely. And this is about enjoying the journey. I can hear the rain. I love the rain. And that's the present moment, right? And that's why people meditate, is to stop thought and just feel that intuition, So the present moment for me is literally the present moment. And that's when we can decide, what we want to think, what we want to let in. And that's what's wonderful about drumming, is because you're in the moment and you're with all your friends or family, or you're by yourself with nature in the moment of that eternal presence. I'm going to hand it over to Jen to say whatever you want, or whatever you feel, to talk about the present moment, or if you want to drum. I think you had said that I was going to drum, but we just flow like this in the present moment.
Yeah, it's just an invitation. Whenever we want, we can drum, of course. I was thinking about presence, and the way that I come into the present moment the most is similar to you. Things like noticing what phase the moon is in, and then matching my energy to that brings me to the present moment. I can't worry about the future in that moment, and I also can't think about past things that I've done. And I think a lot of times we're always forecasting, we're looking back, we're not always in our bodies and connecting with nature. And I think that when we connect with Mother Earth, with the moon, that brings us into presence. And the other thing that, excuse my kids.
Oh, that's okay.
That brings me into the present moment is ceremony. And when you take time to stop and go to ceremony, or create your own ceremony for things, I think that too often we kind of go through every day and wait for something really big to happen, like honoring the matriarch. But the reason that honoring the matriarch and those other events are so powerful is that the people that attend them are in ceremony as much as they can be, even on a daily basis. Remembering that each breath is like a ceremony, right? When you think about life like that, and you think about your connection to even something like water, when we know the transcendent power of water, we know that water has memory, and we also know that water is sacred, and we're almost all water. So, we always talk about our moon water, and we always talk about singing to the water, and that we have to honor the water. When we do that, what we do to the earth, thinking about that water, we also do to ourselves, right? Remembering our sacredness. And I think that brings us back into the present. When you're having that little ceremony with yourself, when you drink water and you thank water, that's tethering you to the present moment. And the more that we can do that, then the more we're going to, I think, want things to change in our world, and maybe not be so obsessed or have our minds on things that aren't serving Mother Nature very well, like consumerism and comparing and all of those other things that can kind of keep our minds racing. We come back into our own sacredness and our own magic that way. And so what I thought I would sing first is the Wichita Water Song, actually.
Okay.
I don't know if you want to sing a verse or two, Josie, or I can sing it all.
I'll do the last two. I'll do the last two.
Okay, perfect. So the Swirling Water Song, some people call it. Other people call it the Wichita Water Song, and probably many other names. Traditionally, this song is sung at different tempos or different speeds to mimic the energy that water can have. And sometimes water moves really quickly. Sometimes it moves very slowly. And so this song can be a lot of fun depending on, well, it's always fun, but can feel very differently depending on what tempo, if you choose those quick rapids or if you choose a slow moving stream when you're singing. So I'll sing first, and then Josie, you can take the last two verses. Wichita, do-we-ah, 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 Wichita, do-we-ah, do-we-ah, hey. Wichita, do-we-ah, 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 Wichita, do-we-ah, do-we-ah, hey. Washatanaya, hey-ya, hey-ya, Washatanaya, hey-ya, hey. Washatanaya, hey-ya, hey-ya, Washatanaya, hey-ya, hey. Wichita, do-we-ah, 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 Wichita, do-we-ah, do-we-ah, hey. Wichita, do-we-ah, 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 Wichita, do-we-ah, do-we-ah, hey. Washatanaya, hey-ya, hey-ya, Washatanaya, hey-ya, hey. Washatanaya, hey-ya, hey-ya, Washatanaya, hey-ya, hey.
Wichita, do-ya, 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 Wichita, do-ya, do-ya, hey. Wichita, do-ya, 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 Wichita, do-ya, do-ya, hey. Wichatanaya, hey-ya, hey-ya, Wichatanaya, hey-ya, hey. Wichatanaya, hey-ya, hey-ya, Wichatanaya, hey-ya, hey. Wichita, do-ya, 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 Wichita, do-ya, do-ya, hey. Wichita, do-ya, 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 Wichita, do-ya, do-ya, hey. Wichatanaya, hey-ya, hey-ya, Wichatanaya, hey-ya, hey. Wichatanaya, hey-ya, hey-ya, Wichatanaya, hey-ya, hey. We have some comments, and then I would like to sing Our Precious Mothers.
Mm-hmm.
Can you go through the comments?
Oh, sure.
All right.
We have Matt chimed in and said,
oh, Matt is here again.
Matt's here. He's always
so
here.
Annoying. Oh, we need
He's
to.
not annoying.
Him.
He's
Just
our
kidding,
super
just
fan.
kidding.
We love him.
Who doesn't love the Matt Unseated?
Right. He said, thanks for the Ojibwe prayer. And it sounds like if women aren't allowed to be on the big drum, that sounds too controlling. Let's not suppress the power of anyone.
Yeah.
And our friend Amy Miranda is here as well.
What?
And she was saying how magical the event on March 8th was. And you got a compliment about your spirit name suits you as you move energy and uplift everyone around you, which I would say is very true, Josephine.
Well, thank
Amy
you for
Glenn.
that. And it's a good thing that my energy is being used in a positive manner, unlike when I was younger and I was very angry and resentful. So I was probably, well, most certainly putting out negative energy, but now that I feel good, I won't do that.
Right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Amy, you are spectacular. Okay, well, I just can't wait since you mentioned Amy. Okay, so we're going to play a little joke, and I was going to be like, Jen, I've been reading this book. And,
Sorry, what book is that? What book is that?
Amy's in the house. She said that we have just been an awesome support and some inspiration. You didn't need us to have that power within. She's screaming. You are just so beautiful. And Jen knows you on a more personal level. And I've only glanced through this. And wow, my daughter, I have 2 daughters. One is part Inca. And that's exactly the page that I opened to. And I'm like, oh, I had to talk to my daughter about the medicines. Yes. Okay. Wow. No synchronicities there. So, Jen, how far are you in your book?
I'm pretty far. I'm like this much weight of
You're
the way
such a show off. Just kidding.
No, but I had my book a lot longer than you.
Yeah.
But I was just looking at something today, thinking about our session tonight, thinking about on page 80, she talks about how some of us permeate, we marinate, we stew on things, and others devour it in one sitting. And some of us are right in the middle or go between both. All these are perfect as long as it's what's natural for you. Take notice of your own rhythm. And I think I really like the idea of you're perfect for your purpose, just like all those natural beings we talked about. We are all learning and teaching. We're in school while we're on earth, and we're here to learn and to grow. We've got each other. So let's learn some new things. And I think that we have to be really open to hearing these messages, like whether it's from spirit, from other seekers. And yeah, her book really speaks to me, and what we kind of, even in the uncovering of Indigenous knowledge and the idea that now our world is starting to be safe enough for people to be able to share, their teachings. They weren't always welcome. Just like you said, our songs weren't always welcome, and our voices weren't always allowed to be heard. And it's taken grandmothers and grandfathers a long time to be able to start to share and allow us to open up those teachings, and people writing books and that knowledge becoming mainstream, and then hopefully even more mainstream. It is the knowledge that we adhere to rather than Western science or whatever things we've been trained to do. And Amy and Matt are having a conversation in the chat, which is always
I know, I see that. Okay, guys, back to the Jen and Josie show. Just kidding.
Yes.
Amy, when you get a chance, if you could just write this, maybe just in the comments, your name, the title, and maybe just like a little brief synopsis of like,
or like a link,
or what it is. Whatever you write a comment this big, you can write a comment as big as a book. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna sing Our Precious Mothers. And it's not really a rattle or a drum, but this song was like called to me today. Oh, my mother, I'm so sorry for the pain that you've been through. But now that I'm older and I am wiser, I'm gonna take good care of you. I'm so sorry for the time that I did not show respect and I allowed myself and others to put our problems upon your back. Yo hi oh ho hey hey, yo hi oh hey. Yo hi oh ho hey, yo hi oh hey, yo hi oh ho hey. When I see a starlit night, I seek the one that shines real bright. Then I think about you, Mother, and I hope that you're alright. I finally opened up my eyes, and I've come to realize I appreciate your guidance, and I'm glad you're in my life. Yo hi oh ho hey, yo hi oh hey, yo hi oh ho hey, yo hi oh hey, yo hi oh hey. Oh, Mother Earth, we're so sorry for the pain that you've been through. But now that we're older and we are wiser, we're gonna take good care of you. We're so sorry for the times that we did not show respect, and we allowed ourselves and others to put our garbage on a turtle's back. Yo hi oh ho hey, yo hi oh hey, yo hi oh hey, yo hi oh hey, yo hi oh hey. We're so sorry for the times. Sorry. We know that you are trying to continue to provide for all your children. You take care of, you're trying hard to help us survive. We are the Ongwe. We're the caretakers of this earth. We must take care of our life sustainers, our precious mothers who gave us birth. Yo hi oh ho hey, yo hi oh hey, yo hi oh hey, yo hi oh hey, yo hi oh hey. When I see a starlit night, I seek the one that shines real bright. Then I think of our precious mothers, and I hope that they're alright. To Jen.
What a beautiful song, all about our mothers.
If anybody wants to, you can just take a picture of that. It's Bear Fox.
She sings the Spirit Fire as well, doesn't she?
Yeah, she does.
Yes, I after I heard you sing it, I went and I looked her up, and then I have the guitar chords, so I got to try and figure out how to play it. But yes, Paula said that was beautiful.
Oh,
And it
thank
was beautiful.
you. And
Where
thank you,
was it?
Amy, for your beautiful comment of your wonderful, inspiring book information.
Mm-hmm.
You did not pay me to do this. I'm just kidding.
No.
Nobody paid anybody.
No. That was a beautiful song. Yeah.
Yeah, I really liked it. Would you like to sing a song now?
Yes, we are taking song requests, Matt. Go ahead.
We are? No.
Who knows? Maybe
I'm
he's
not.
gonna have
No.
a good request. Maybe.
Depends. He's
Maybe
gonna
for
ask.
next time. Maybe it's not in the moment we don't do it.
No, I'm just teasing. We'll try our best.
Well, I was thinking about, when we're thinking about presents, and thinking about this new moon that we just came into, the sugar moon for Anishinaabe people, that is the time when the waters start to run in the trees. And it is also a time when we can check the flow of our own waters and see how we're flowing. So it's a good time to sing the water song. I know they've got some interesting choices in the chat. I think they're joking with us. But we can work on it.
He said the wolf song, Pretty Please, with sugar on top, with a sugar moon on top.
Nice.
With some chocolate on top.
There you go.
Okay, Jen, how about you sing anything your heart desires and I will sing the wolf song? If my voice cracks, we can edit this because we have a new editor. Just joking. No edits. You get what you get and you don't get upset.
There's nothing. Yeah, great. I'm going to sing the Nibi song.
Okay.
Our Nibi water song, just because it is that time when the waters are flowing again. And when you're talking about our mother, you know, honoring that sacred water that we came from our mother, and the sacred water that all women carry. So here we go. Nibe Kizageigo Kimiguechoe Nemiago Kishawe Nemiago Nibe Kizageigo Kimiguechoe Nemiago Kishawe Nemiago. My husband's cooking. I'm going to keep going. Nibe Kijageigo Kimiguechoe Nemiago Kishawe Nemiago Nibe Kijageigo Kimiguechoe Nemiago Kishawe Nemiago.
Is it chicken or is it beef? Thank you to Jen's husband for nourishing my friend.
You know what I didn't know about that water song that I learned actually from Doreen Day. So Doreen Day is the grandmother who originally worked on the lyrics. They were inspired. This whole song was inspired by her grandson wanting to put their thoughts about the water to music. But the words to the Nibi water song are water we thank you, water we respect you, water we love you. And Doreen Day got those words from a Japanese scientist, Dr. Emoto Masaru Emoto, who many of you have probably heard of, and the idea of water consciousness. And before that prayer, like those words were his prayer that he took around the world with him and did ceremonies with people where they, you know, did creative collective consciousness and singing and sound to water to heal the water. And that water song, the Nibi water song, those words are based on his prayer. which I didn't know that was really connected that way. And Doreen Day told that story in a video that I was showing my students. One of the reasons I was showing them that video is because in addition to, next week is a big week actually in the world of Mother Nature. We have the spring equinox on Tuesday, where we think about that balance between darkness and light. And then on Friday, this is just a made up thing, but it's World Water Day on Friday, March 22nd. And so I was doing some work with my students about that. And we watched Doreen Day talk about it with her grandson and her daughter, who all helped kind of bring the Nibi song together and gift it to all people. But she had talked about that. That is where the prayer came from that I didn't know about. So I thought that was really cool. And like, I love your earrings. Where did you get them from?
I got them from a very talented lady, and she's very empowered. She was just on the big drum last week. Her name is Jen, and she's wearing purple right now.
And it matches your heart necklace. You can really see the hearts with that.
I didn't know there were hearts till just now.
You didn't?
No.
Oh my. And they've got a true real wampum on the bottom too. They're perfect. Yeah, you can see them pretty good. I really like that.
Did you know that who you were just talking about, Dr. Emoto, is in Amy's book?
I did. I was like, oh,
I didn't. I was just saying for a joke, and then I'm like, oh, Amy just said that. I'm not a good liar. Thank you, Amy. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, this book is going to be phenomenal. Yes. Okay. Yeah. The Wolf Song. Great. My voice is probably going to be scratchy, but just, you know what? I'm authentic.
We love it.
I love me for me. I'm not doing this for anything but like myself. And we seen a wolf twice within 2 weeks. Yeah. Yep. So the wolf is calling, or I'm calling the wolf, or maybe a little bit of both.
Miigwech.
So I'm still learning, still like, I never drummed that fast before to it, but it's like, it can be sung a lot louder, but my voice isn't 100% right now. So I think if I'm standing like in the river, I'll be able to really like sing it loud, and then be able to sing it more better, like lower next time.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm a little scratchy, and I'm still learning like I'm not a musician or music teacher like you, so I don't know how to explain it, except for I have to keep singing it till I get like the right resonance or tone, and then I'll be able to like kill it after that.
Mm-hmm. You have to figure out where it sits in your voice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And depending on how much you've sung that day, it all changes. So.
Mm-hmm. All right. So we're at 7:40. So we're gonna go 5 more minutes. So let's do 2 minutes each of either a song or some words before we close.
Sure.
You want me to go first?
Sure.
Okay. So when we talk about the present moment, that eternal presence, I was watching Matt's live last night on The Missing Link, and it's all just a lot about like biodigital convergence and the freedom movement, and a lot of like many like different things, different topics. And one of the things that Matt had mentioned was part of the Native American culture, and how like the I don't remember exactly how he described it, and you don't have to type it in the comments. I got the gist of it. But when he talks about like our sacred objects, and like the tree, for example, and the energy of the tree and the healing, and how it's alive and has consciousness, and the journey that tree goes through to get to the table. So when we're sitting at the table and we're just scarfing down our food, like we can be in the present moment to realize that, hey, this table, this wooden table, was once a tree, was once alive. Maybe it wasn't hugged, but when he brought that into perspective, just that one little thing, it's that's like a regular normal thing for us as Native people. And how Jen speaks about the water and us being water, we want to say thank you and I love you to the water, drink that, and then feel good. And that's self-love, right? And before I forget, I just wanted to say that Sherry, years ago when we first started Butterfly Spirit, she had given me and Tina these water bottles. I don't know if she still knows that I have it, but I need another one, Sherry, because it has a crack in it. And somebody's like, oh, it has a crack, but I'm like, it's okay, because Sherry will make me another one. And if she doesn't, I mean, I can make one, but I've held on to it this many times. I think what happened was I left it in the car in the winter and it froze. So that might have been why it cracked, but it didn't go on the inside. But the water is old, and it's been to many different moon ceremonies, sacred fires, big drum event when Sherry and I had 8 big drums and about 50 or 60 hand drums. So I shared this water, and like say, just one quick story before I hand it over to Jen. My friend Selena Parker, her beautiful daughter, Jessica Walker, and I'll send this video to her. We're on our way to a rally, and it might have been like an MMIW thing. And the energies are very heavy because we know people that have gone, missing or murdered. And it's, sad. It's very traumatic. And I'm like, here. And she's like, oh, moon water. So we're like, just like we're doing shots at the car. Like these are better than alcohol vodka shots because it's like a high vibration. So Matt has some of the moon water from when we were at Sherry's, and it's just beautiful because we can use it and we just keep adding to it. Like Jackie Levante says, and you'll always have it. So just don't let it run too low. Don't run out. or you'll have to go to many ceremonies to build that back up again. So thank you all so much. These are the end of my words. Very happy to be here to inspire and support as I, learn self-love and self-care for myself. We're very happy to be able to provide this for you. Thank you so much to Jody and Grandmother's Voice. Chi Miigwech.
Yes.
Nyawagoa.
Nyawagoa. I would just like to say miigwech everyone for tuning in again. And Josephine, thanks so much for the reminder about medicines that we can harvest ourselves, right? Like that moon water, remembering all these sacred medicines that we have can be really powerful and brings us into having a lot of our own power. And I love that and bringing us into the present moment. So miigwech everyone for tuning in, and we will see you in 2 weeks. Happy spring equinox in between. Bamapi.
Peace out, homies.